All right, everyone. Looks like the guys are just about to get started. Getting ready to rank up here in just a second. Just kind of finishing up a little bit of practice and putting all the sticks together. Be with you in just a moment.
What are we using?
I don't care.
I don't care either. If you need to, I have a jump queue over here. If you want to use my jump queue anytime, you can.
I'm just kind of getting a couple of last minute things in place here while guys are getting started. Obviously, as you can see, we're start off with Dee Meadows and Pat Lopez, or Antoy, as you might also have heard of him. Both of them are playing 10 ball, race 2:15. They're only calling the 10 ball. Switched around a little bit here. They are playing 3 foul rule. Starting off at least with a single set, and that is for 500 a man or 1,000 in the middle, however you want to look at it. Attempt there by Diaz. He does make the combo, doesn't quite get that cue ball far enough forward. It's trapped behind that fly ball over there a little bit, but nice attempt at kick shot. Let's see how lucky he gets. That is going to come back to the table with a shot here. All right, sounds here like everything's working on our end, so I think we are ready to go. These two, they haven't been out here in a little while. Dee's been out a couple of times. Pat kind of lost count. He's been out here probably at least about a dozen times. Both of them really good shots, and glad they decided to come back out here and join us for all of our entertainment. Manny Suzuki, you can always get action. I don't think I've seen anybody turn you down yet, so. Mr. Evanon, thank you for the stars, and you're right. That is a styling hat that Pat's wearing over here. Justin Mason, how's it going, my friend? Pat's still running around the table doing what he does, and that's just putting balls in pockets. Gonna have a little tougher here. He's gonna have to put a little bit of a stroke on it, make sure he gets back across the other side of the table. Throw a little bottom, probably a little right, maybe even a little front. All right, looking good. Dee Meadows takes care. Game number 1. To RZ Poll, thank you very much for the compliment. We've definitely been trying to put in our time up here, and hopefully it's paying off for the viewers out there. Mr. Izzy Molina, how's it going tonight? Saw that you had the you're going out of that tournament tonight. I don't know if you made it out there to Mikey's place, and I was thinking about canceling this match and going out there myself, but as soon as I heard you were going out there, I said, I might as well just save my money. And dry break there, splits everything wide open. Actually gets good position on that. The one ball up there, make sure he gets both of them to the top rail. If anything drops in, he can run away on this one. Pat's turn to get to take advantage of that open break. Terry Lindquist, how's it doing, brother? It's good to see you back. Shit, I guess it's been a couple months since you were down here now, but next time you got to come out here and join us. We'll throw you on a stream in a heartbeat. I'll even take one for the team to get you out here. Dee Meadows coming back to the table. I guess I should turn the scorekeeper on over here. They're doing what they're supposed to in the other room, and I'm just slacking. So, still 1-zip. Terry said you're going to be back down in October. I'll probably still be here, so that'll work out just fine. D playing that one a couple rails, comes up a little bit short on it. It's going to be ball in hand for Pat coming in. Looks like the biggest challenge he's got here is going to be getting from that 6 to the 7, so he's really got to be careful how he gets onto that 5 ball in order to make sure that he can get back down. Oh, he's getting close to his work. Yikes, a little too close. He's feeling it. Not a terrible attempt. At least leaves D with a pretty decent cut there. Because not only does he have to make the cut shot, but again, he's got to be careful about that position. He might even want to go ahead and try to get above it just to give himself a little bit more working room. That 8 ball is just so much in the way, and we know that Q's going to kick back out. So rather than make it, might actually not be a terrible option. Ends up giving back almost the identical shot that he just went for himself. It's going to be close, and somehow or another, Pat finds his way getting that cue ball behind that 6. D points over to the other corner up there by him, and means he's trying for the 10 ball. Good call there. Don't have to worry about calling the 5. Leaves it right by the corner pocket. Ooh, somehow that stays out. But look at that leaf. I think he did it on purpose. Nice hit there by D. Still comes up with a little bit of a defensive shot. It's not an easy cut with the bridge, at least not for those that use a bridge like I do. And cue ball's traveling. Where's that going to stop? 7 ball opened up a little bit, but really wants to be on the other side. That 6 ball just up a little bit higher, so he kind of drive it down that direction. Now he's going to have to go to the top rail. Even just a little bit less on the angle would be okay here. That would have been a heck of a shot if that 6 ball was pocketed, but once again, that leaves D in a little bit of a tough situation. I believe it's sitting behind that 10 ball. Could probably get around the 10, and then the 8's in the way. We'll see if he decides to go ahead and play this couple rails, hit that 6 from the back, let it go ahead and go up table. Oh, look at that cue ball fly. Now this changes things quite a bit, so. Justin, thank you very much for the stars there. Definitely appreciate that. It's 7 ball next for Pat. 8 ball's not too difficult to get on. Oh, sends that one way up table. I'm sure he was planning on bumping that 10 ball to help slow it up, and slides by that one with a lot of draw. Goes ahead and plays the defense there. Probably a smart move. Definitely don't want to give 3 ball runouts. Want to make those too easy. Let's see how D wants to play this one, if he's going to get offensive or try to get that cue ball over by the 10. He's going to stay back there. No, but he made the 8 a little tough. It's not a hanger. Puts a big swing on that, and possibly a little unnecessary. I think he could have just gone straight back and forth across the table and been okay. Kept control of that cue ball a little bit more, but now D once again has another opportunity. Might go ahead and bank this one just to get the cue ball up a little higher. Decides to go ahead and play that one with the cut, little off position. Oh, nice cut there. That's going to come up and leave him a shot on that 10 ball. Expect he's going to go ahead and cut this one down the rail. Going to make it? It is not. Tie ball game. D1, Pat 1, moving on to the third game. Appreciate that, Justin. And yeah, if you can, anybody that gets the opportunity to hit that share button, that is very, very much appreciated. That's how we get a lot more exposure and able to continue doing this as long as possible. Plus, we like to see the numbers go up. We definitely put some time into putting the room together, putting the stream together, and all that. Want as many people to be able to watch it as possible. If you could help me out with that part, we'd definitely appreciate it. Michael Daly, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Ball hanging by the edge of the pocket. You see where the 2 ball is. All the way down to the 6 ball. It's pretty open. Six ball has a couple of different options, all the way from banking it out to carry him in the side to. Can't imagine you want to play the 6-9 combo, but I guess he'll see where he's at whenever he gets down there. He's got a little bit of a longer shot here on the 3 ball. Undercuts that one by a pretty decent amount. I believe this is just it's a little bit of jitters of just getting started. Trying to get that stroke working out. Drills that one with no problem. I think I could actually see Dee wanting to let him play this one around a couple rails, get it down a little bit further, see if he can't bank that 6 into the side pocket. Leaving the most open. Didn't get down quite as far as he wanted to, but again, with kind of leaving it a little bit open there, he can actually play a defense here. Go ahead and get that. Either go ahead and get that 6 ball down to that bottom rail. I think it might be a little bit tougher. Could just roll it slow and get that cue behind the 10. Way I believe is going to leave Pat a jump shot. See how he decides to play this one. Runs it a little far. All Pat's got to do here is basically just roll this one in. Don't want to put too big of a stroke. Go ahead and gets it back out and play a little differently than I thought he would, but his way was successful. Ooh, yeah, that sucked that one right in. 2 ball run out time, at least the opportunity for Dee. Mr. Joseph Klein. Whenever this is all over with, you'll definitely have to give him a call. And wow, okay, that's an unusual miss from Dee there. I would have expected that one to go in. I'm sure he does too. So Joseph, yeah, definitely give him a buzz. And I mean, there's a lot of good places, to be able to play, but we'd always love to host it over here. So feel free to call them, and y'all give me a buzz, and let's get that one figured out. If you do play somewhere else, though, let me know how it goes. They do not like that 10 ball. And Pat finally goes ahead and puts that 10 ball out of its misery, and on to the next game. Pat's going to go up 2-1. See a lot of shares that's happened over here. Looking over at a second screen, and I really appreciate that. There's quite a few of them out there, and it's letting a lot of people know that we're out here and wanting to watch. Pat wants to, for obvious reasons, wants to move that triangle out of the way. It's sitting under a couple of balls there, and needless to say, they can. Most of the times, they just kind of go out and sort of tag team it. And one person picks up the balls, the other one moves it out of the way. I'm sure if it was really in the way, that he'd probably go ahead and do it now. But we may actually see it move on. May see that 7-ball move with this shot here. It's like that cue ball is definitely going to want to head that direction. I'll decide to go ahead and play defense. Moves it anyway, but got another one on there. Looks like they might be able to move it out of the way now without having to pick anything up. They're going to make it back over there, and a great shot. This is a little closer. Looks like he's got an edge of the one ball down there to shoot towards. Connects with that. And right back at you, D. And that one's buried in there pretty good. Excellent shot by Pat. D pulling out the sand wedge. He's going to have to just about crown on top of that one ball over there. Maybe changing his mind. Maybe changing it back. Oh, and he does catch it. and a defense right back. Back to Pat. Yeah, like the last one, this is a tough hit. Go one rail to this bottom, but it's going to be really difficult to try to predict where this one's going. You see that 4-ball. Yeah, Pat just trying to move that 10-ball out of the way. Not a bad choice. At least you gotta, rather than leaving an open shot for a 110 potential, this way you're saying that, in order to win this game, plan on running it out. Ooh, uses the whole pocket too. And off running 3-ball next. Roll this one forward a little bit. You can see the 4-ball going to the other side after this 3. Wants to be a little careful of position. Doesn't need to go past it. 5-ball's the next one. You want a little more off the rail. He just has to jack up a little bit more. But controller can come straight back to where he was. Still okay. A little far. You can slowly see it starting to come out of position a little bit, having to try to fight to get back to it. Great job there of moving the 7. Has a shot on it. Michael, yes, they are playing 3 foul. We haven't seen either one of them attempt it yet, but That is an option out there. And another defense. Yeah, just overcuts that one a little bit and comes back up, gets a little lucky with the leave. Pat's kind of laughing a little bit, and I think both of them have been doing that through the better part of at least this game. And Pat wanting to play a defense does get it behind the 9. Oh, that looks like a great shot there. What a wonderful shot. Hats off to you, D. And how do you follow up a great shot? With that. All done it, so can't even cast any stones from this glass house. Not looking for a good opportunity here to get out of this game. It's a little distance. All right, nice shot there by Pat, moving this one to 3-1. Starting off a pretty decent lead. So although they did not originally talk about any kind of rules on the rec, they are sticking to more of like that Texas Express type of rule where the 2 and 3 go into the back corner. Pretty much consider that at this point just more of a courtesy, but it's not everybody. If you're not typically a tournament player, may not even know that exists. 2 and 3 in the back corners. Kind of send them flying a little bit. You actually watch on most occasions if somebody's getting the breakdown really well, how those will fly around all ends of the table, end up in their own respective corners. It's funny to watch how they will follow a very specific pattern. Switch to the overhead view on the next one and see if we can see them heading up table. Like that pitching wedge is coming back out one more time. Pretty successful on the last time that he used it. This one's definitely got a lot more room, and would expect that he's probably going to make this one. And that position play is looking pretty damn good. Mr. Jeremy Bell, how's it going? Started to shoot you over a picture earlier. About a month or so ago, we picked up a vertical smoker and been using it about every weekend. Threw some baby back ribs on that one, and I'm coming after your title. Oops, that's not the right button to hit. Dee's still having a little bit of trouble on those shots. That's just taking that little bit more English, and not sure if he's throwing it off or turning a little bit or what's going on. But again, still a race to 15, long ways to go. We were actually talking not just about an hour ago with the some of the last matches that he's had out here that he catches a gear and it gets pretty serious. And it gets serious very quickly. So I'm sure Pat will be more than happy to take advantage of any kind of stretch between the scoring of the two of them that he can. Those gaps can close up quickly, as we have seen before. That doesn't quite get the reaction out of that one, but it's okay. He's got a shot for 7 in this corner, and 8 ball is sitting right there waiting to go in. Probably wanted that one to be a little bit straighter, but that's okay. 10 ball is sitting nicely out towards the middle of the table. Plenty of room and a lot of pockets to choose from. Almost played that with one of the 6 pocket positions. It does have a shot over here on the side. That goes up a little too far. I believe Dee's going to get one of these back. It's a thin cut. We definitely want to take his time making sure he doesn't undercut it. Undercut's pretty much almost going to be a guaranteed loss. It's going to sit right by the pocket. That's a great job. That cue ball needs to slow down. All right, it found a direction towards the rail. 3-2, still keeping it close. Had ahead by 1. Just gonna step out real quick. We're gonna take a real fast break. We'll be right back. All right, player's back at the table. He'll mark that up, I'm sure, whenever he goes to, assuming that he didn't forget, he'll mark that whenever he gets back up to the table. There it is, 3-2. William Schaefer. It's so funny you say that because we were literally, while he was standing outside, we were literally just talking about playing banks and that he likes to go over there and practice with you some on those. And you're right, we do need some of those. Let me know when you're available. I'm sure Dee will probably even come up and join you. Unless there's somebody else you want to pick on. Mr. Schaefer, we definitely try to make ourselves as available as possible. So you let me know. We'll make it happen. Same goes to you, Mr. Michael Daly. Ooh, that was a really good attempt. And if that rolls a little further, then it would have been good. But he ends up getting himself kind of stuck behind that 6 ball. And I don't know if he can bank that off that long rail or kick off the long rail to be able to get down there. So he might have a tough way out here. Like he may be lining up to bend it around that. That is tough. I sure made that look a lot easier than I thought. Again, that's why I sit behind the glass over here. Pat goes ahead and sends that up a little long, and that sits still. That is not a bad shot. I think the 9 ball is in the way of the natural kick at this. May have room to go down here to this, what's now the bottom short rail. I'm going to try to kick past it, so he might be going 2 rails here. Try to kick that 3 from the back. It's really, really close, and skids by it, finds its way into a pocket. All right, big one to look out for here is getting from the 3 to the 4 ball over there, and once he gets that, the table opens up nicely. Oh, but that didn't work out quite like he had planned to. Bumps it on the wrong side and kicks it behind the 6 ball. Nice hit. Find some traffic to get it behind. Dee is not going to have an open shot on this one. Jeremy, I'm glad you put that LOL on there. And William, absolutely 100%. That's that can be quite a dynamic game, so I would be more than happy to stream it. It's funny, as long as we've been doing this, and now that I kind of think back, we've had one pocket, we've had straight pull, had a lot of different variations. I can't remember ever actually having a bank pull stream. No, I mean we've done it, for play off stream here before a few times. I don't believe we have ever had stream bank pull before. So by all means, let's be the pioneer and get one of those out here. Like it does have room to go by the 10. Or if he's trying to decide if he wants to play it, I think I'd go ahead and just play that 7 in the corner and see if you can't hold for the 8 ball or go down, come back for it. And this is kind of one of those disadvantages disadvantage for D, I guess you'd say, because he can try for it, and unlike calling every shot in some of the 10 ball games, if something goes in, he'd still be okay. If you're calling every shot, you're either calling the 10 or you're calling the 7. Can't call them both. Okay, looking pretty good. That's going to line up for that bottom right corner. Pat taking care of business on another game, moves that up. Still double the score in 4-2. Take a quick moment and say thank you to Jay Flowers for helping us out. If you haven't gone on to their sites, the jflowersqsandcases.com, and check those out yet, by all means, please do. I'm gonna tell you, that's some of the got a lot of things they do good, and a couple of things to make sure that you take a peek at is their the carbon fiber shafts. And those cases, man, those things are gorgeous. It's a nice spread there, but kind of like Dee's earlier shot, everything's wide open and just does not pocket a ball on the break. I think Dee did not like that, the way it was lined up for getting back over to that 2 ball. Plays the defense, does get it behind the edge of that 8 ball. Shouldn't be too difficult of a hit here for Pat, but still a long kick, so just that one a little on the light side, and cue ball finds its way into side pocket. And as we see up table with the movement, this is a race to the 8 ball. Cue ball not a problem, and looks like that 3 does have path down into that corner. Plenty of room between that 5 and 7. Roll this one forward, and 4 ball will be right there waiting. Did he? Yep, that went right in the heart. Great shot. Good control, as you can see. Still a very makeable shot on that 4 ball, and a way to get back over cross table for the 5. Not sure if he was trying to hold that to stay on one side. It was up a little light, but still a makeable shot. I did it again. Got 2 buttons that are apparently too close together. Kind of swings away at that one, and where's that 5 ball going to end up? Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that makeable? It's thin, but it does look like it can go. I'm sure he's going to call that one. He does call it. Not able to pocket that one, but does clear the 8-10 combo that we were talking about earlier. Seven ball finds its way in between that cue and 6. Long jump here. All right, hits a little bit of everything. This became pretty open pretty quick. Looks like he's going to go ahead and play that 6 and just kind of a stop shot just below center maybe. Let that cue ball kind of squirt out a bit for the 7 into the side pocket close to where he's standing. Can't put too much draw. Wants to leave it pretty straight, but gets to make the shot. He was set up pretty nice on that 7 ball. Doesn't get to take advantage of a good leave though. Dee catching that point. Both of them having a little bit of struggles here. I can promise you they are both better shots than what we're seeing. Dee making sure to swing that one out wide so he's got the angle that he needs for that 8 ball. Again, doesn't have to do too much. Just pocket the 8, let the cue ball kind of float back across the table, and 9 ball sitting on the other side. Got the cut. Everything's looking pretty good. Pocket the 9 again, nothing fancy. Just a stop shot. It'll kind of drift over a little bit anywhere out there, and he'll be able to make that 10 with no problem. Looking good. 4-3, only one game separates the two of them, so like expected, these guys are keeping it close. And he does pocket a ball this time on the break. Let's see if we can see that. We can. So we're able to see he does have the full ball to be able to hit on the 1. Decides to go ahead and play defense there, send that cue ball down table. Looks like that might have been a pretty good choice. So sitting right on the rail. The shot itself is open. That's a long way away. This is definitely a difficult shot. See how he's able to follow through it. A little lucky once again with the leave. Dee making yet again another nice kick. See that jump cue coming out yet again. And does have to watch out a little bit for the leave after that one ball. You see the two ball. Now there's a combo there, but it's a little bit off angle. Better look at it up here. But he does need to plan that he makes that 7. That 2 ball is going to go to what's our left now. Or hit it really hard and send it a long way down table. Almost lines up the 2-10 combo. Jumps up pretty bad on that shot. Doesn't matter. Makes a 2 ball in the side pocket, and again, they're not calling every ball. Now it looks like it might be decision time. That 310 is that's a lot of distance between the two of those. I did have room for the 3 to go by it. Back to not looking too bad. Undercuts it just a little bit. It's too bad. The position wasn't too terrible. He's gonna have an opportunity just to cut that 4 ball down, let it come back across. 5 balls waiting. I'm gonna have to go ahead and bank that one. Pat excuse me, Pat undercutting that one pretty bad and leaves it right by the pocket, and also pretty close to natural leave for what Dee's gonna want. Play that one rail on the short rail, come back up for that 6. Gives himself a. He's gonna have to put a little bit of stroke on it, but still, draw shot back down for that 9 ball. Nicely executed. 9 and 10 can both go into that same corner pocket. Ooh. And hangs it. Pat gets to take advantage of that one. Instead of tying it up, it moves to 5-3. Both of them are getting a little luck and getting a little taken away from them. They're about even on that. Mr. Casey Grove, how's it going today? Good to see you out here watching. Better to see you out here playing, but we'll take what we can get. Been doing good on this side. He does pocket the 8-ball. You're gonna get a leave on that 1-2. Nope, he's gonna get a 7-ball in the way. Great shot there by Pat. Cue ball finds its way over by the 10-ball and looked like he was lining up to hit that one a little bit long, so there might have been a whole lot of planning in how that one happened. What a great shot. Goes ahead and takes the leave as it was, and he's a little bit longer shot on the 3-ball. Probably see a defense on this one. Did he hit it hard enough? Didn't quite get the angle that he wanted to. I believe he wanted that 3-ball to get over by the 5-ball and cue ball it by the 10. A little bit short of that one, and Pat's going to cut this one. This is not an easy shot. That cue ball is going to go flying around a bit, and if it flies around enough, what happened there is exactly what happens. It will find a pocket. 4 rails and 6 pockets. The odds are in the favor it's going to find it. Dee putting a big draw shot on that one. Move back out either a little short or a little long, depending on how you want to look at it. Throws the pocket nonetheless and ends up with pretty close to the same thing he had before. So well, he already did it once. Let's see if he can do it again. Nice control. He was sitting pretty with that 9-ball. Once again, now Pat gets to take advantage of that. It's way too much of the ball. Kills it right behind that 10-ball. That's to smack that one around and see if the 9-ball can find a pocket like the cue ball usually does. And if that bounces off, again, not a gimme cut, but very makeable. Uh-oh. Well, this is going to be a little easier for Pat. Would not be surprised if we see Dee wanting to take a couple minutes break. Kind of level back off. Some of these just they just absolutely have to be frustrating. And again, we all know that it happens to all of us. Pat having no problem finishing out those 3 and moves it up once again, doubled up 6-3. Going to take a quick moment away from the mic, and I'll try to keep up with the camera so you can get a good view. Alright, we're back and watching a few of these. Some of them still coming up as a bit of a surprise, and he having a little bit of trouble getting into that stroke, and that's trying to give him the opportunities, but somehow or another things keep getting in the way. So that jump cue might be, well, he may have a little room on this one. We're gonna tell from that one, and he can hit the ball. I don't know that he could cut it without kind of throwing it in, and jump cue's been working for him up at this point. We'll go ahead and give it a shot again. It's going to come down pretty fast, so you might want to grab that butt off the table as it starts to come down. Once again, nailing it. Him and that jump cue today. That's been saving him quite a bit. Kind of room he's got. A little bit of trouble. And cut it into the side or back cut it into this bottom corner. Whichever way he likes. Both are going to cause the cue ball to kind of move around a little bit. Looks like he's lining up for, I have no idea. Back cut. Not quite enough. And it's going to sit right by the pocket. Another potential 3-ball run out for the Pat in the Hat. Overcuts it. I was expecting that cue ball to get behind the 9, but he's got an opening. Little visual frustration there. It has to be. You know you got the run out, and one of those times that you're watching where you want to leave the cue ball and take your eye off the prize. That one up. Is he going to get a little help off the point? Sure is. Draws it back to the rail, brings it back across. Tap in for the 10-ball. Looks like he's starting to take his time a little bit more, so Joseph Klein, he must be listening. Slow down, make sure he secures that one in, and bring that one 6-4. It's a big difference. 7-3. Judging by the fact that he turned around and shook his head, I'm wondering now if he's got the volume up in there. Trust me, you don't want me for a coach. It's a little left on that one. Catches the 7-ball. Cue ball finds its way into side pocket. Pretty open table for Pat to come back up to. Pat wants to go ahead and end this one right now. look at that roll once again. Creating some separation between the 1 and 2 ball there. Wanted to give Pat the ball in hand. That's pocket the 9. 1 ball goes all the way up table, which is where that 2 ball is. So see him try to ball that one up. May even shoot it in. I don't think they'll shoot this one on the side, but like he's playing more defense mode here. Have to slow down a bit. Is not going to leave an open. Yeah, definitely going to leave an open shot for D all the way up table. Not the easiest cut in the world, but pockets this, that cue ball is going to come back across table and still be down on this end. Cuts it a bit. Yeah, the lead's going to be some traffic to run this one around 3 rails. Seven ball jumped right in the way. Using that 4 ball to try to hold up the 2 ball down, excuse me, Pat. I'm trying to hold that 2 ball down table, get the cue ball up table. Thanks to another ball. Both of them stay on this end. D with an open shot. Nicely done. Have a cut shot here, and of course it's going to lean itself towards the bottom of the table. Combo time. Again, nicely done. Table opening up nicely here. So just making sure you go through the steps of one after the other. Use the rail a little bit there. Still don't see any problems. A little lucky with the roll. Still okay. Has to watch for that side pocket. No problem there. Pinball staged and ready. Yeah, Joseph, that was a pretty run out. That's one's more along the lines of what we think we would expect. And he is going to take a little break real quick and be right back. All right, players coming back in and ready to go. And if he, yep, got that one marked up 6-5. Still a close game. Another dry break, unfortunately. Open shot for Pat coming back to the table. Overstrokes that one, jumps up pretty bad on that shot, and one ball rejects right back out. And a back cut shot for Dee to come back to. A little traffic along the way to get back on the 2 ball. He undercuts that one, trying to make sure that he got back over to the 2, and fortunately the shot didn't work out for him. Now there's a 7 ball in the way of the natural pocket. Probably go ahead and play that. That goes a little far. I'll probably go ahead and play the combo. See if he slow rolls this one, keep that 2 ball close to that corner pocket. Close, but not quite. Same thing from D. Play it easy. Let the cue ball just come back out. 2 ball sit right in the jaws. The biggest thing to worry about here is making them both. Back out enough. An open shot there. You can see the 3's got a 6 ball in its way. If he tries to get to the other side of the table, runs it around, finds some traffic. And what do we have here? I'll go out on a limb. He's going to call the combo. Right, does not leave it easy for Pat to come back to. Going to kick him against the short rail up here, and comes up a. Sort of thought that 10 ball was going to sit right by the pocket, but ball in hand for D. Everything open. Top shot, and that 4 ball set up right for the side pocket. Gives himself a little bit of angle so he can just play it against one rail. Back out for the 5 ball. Long stretch up table, pretty tall guy, so it shouldn't be an issue here. Wanted a little bit more angle than that, but could play this rail first if he wanted to. Nicely done. Great top English should walk itself right back up, and there he knows he's going to have to probably get in a position to draw it back out. Could have left it out a little bit on the table and played around with the rails some, but cranked one back pretty well earlier. Ooh, but this one kicks it back out. You can see the angle he had on it, judging by the way the cue ball went back across table. Sure if that was a defense or if he accidentally hopped up a little bit and undercut the ball, but ends up getting a pretty decent leave out of it. It's another one of those that's may see him play a bottom left on it, kind of play rail first to kick it back in. Just play a defense. Has to go ahead and go with a defense route, and that's a smart move. Tough shot to go the other way, and Stretch is a little too easy sometimes on that shot, but plays it well. Let's Pat play the long shot. Makes it, should be all right. Pat goes ahead and plays the defense. How far is that going to go down? Well, again, not a hanger. Tries to slow roll it and comes out pretty good. Hits the best side of the pocket and leaves Pat with a bank shot. Or again, another defense. And he's been playing a lot of defenses on this same kind of shot, sending that cue ball up table. 9 ball close to the 10 ball. Leaving each other pretty tough on the 9 ball. Another defensive attempt. We'll see Pat send that cue ball back up table. Leaves a little bit more angle here. Not sure if Dee's going to go ahead and plan to go for that one or not. He does. Hits a little extra, lets it go ahead and take both rails, come back down for the 10 ball. Kicks it out instead. Is it going to come around and leave him with a shot? It's tough. Kisses it back up table. Leaves a long cut for Pat to come back to. One more game, unfortunately. Looks like it's going to be handed over to Pat. If he finishes this one off, no problem there. Oh, now we've changed up. Now it's Pat without the hat. 7-5. Pat leading by 2. Whole lot of things running around. Very nice break. Remade on the break does have an open shot on the one, but I believe what he's looking at now, of course, is that two ball. So let's go ahead and send that one down table. And Dee's coming back to a tough shot.
I want to hear shit about you, about me fucking leaving you shit. You. What? I think I've used my jump cue more tonight than I've done in any match, and I don't even know how fucking long.
And D with a tough kick here. That one ball down here on this bottom short rail. Somehow or another finds it around the bottom side of that too. That is once again going to get ball in hand. Trying to shoot over that 8 ball to get onto the 3. Unfortunately, sends it a little bit overcut. Nice shot there on the 4 ball. Couldn't quite get the lead that he wanted on the 6. Plays a defense against the against the 6. Leaves both the looks like the 8 and 10 in the way. Might got to slide between him from the way he's queuing up. If he does, that was pretty thin. We'll see a bank shot come out of D for the 6 ball. Nope, decides to go ahead and play a defense instead.
No bank. I don't bank unless I have to.
And 10 ball, unfortunately, did not help him out a whole lot. Still makeable shot on the On the 8, needs to watch that side pocket a bit. And unfortunately, it did find it. 2-ball run out. At least opportunity coming for Pat. Pat sends it up a little bit high, but that's okay. Had plenty of run room on that one, so didn't have any issues making the 10. Pulls this one up to 8-5. Pat still ahead by 3. As Pat goes and marks that one up again. 8-5. Pat breaking. Pretty good break on the previous, and one ball does find its way into that pocket. I don't know if he's got room. It is really, really tight. Let's go overhead. Switch to enough cameras. Eventually, we're going to see this thing. Looks like he might be behind the edge of 7. Decides to go ahead and push that one out. He's definitely stuck under the 7 for that one. I'm sure he probably doesn't want to move it, just because it is sitting behind the edge of it. Smart play on Dee's part, giving that one back. Pat coming pretty close, but I don't think he quite had enough of it to be able to make it. Pushed out to a pretty good place, and
Happened to our commentary.
he's staying in that defense mode and leaving Pat with a long shot on the 2-ball. Pretty decent sized stroke on that one. Bobbles the pocket, gets back out, and gets close to the other corner. Pat's gonna have a tap in here. That cue ball to slow down a bit though.
No way.
And ball in hand for D, and the only issue that looks like we've got here is 9-10 combo. Outside of that, be looking pretty good. Just enough off the rail. Looks like he can get that to pop back out towards the middle a little bit and make that 5-ball pretty simple. Catches a little bit more ball than rail. Does successfully pocket the ball. Just be shooting the other corner now. Beautiful shot. Seeing that stroke coming back in. Now it's decision time. I'm going to get above the, or excuse me, below the 9-ball and play it up table. Or do you want to play that 9-10 combo? It looks like he's got the angle to be able to stay below it if he wants to. That's to go ahead and play the combo. No fear here.
I'm gonna give it to him again.
Everything, unfortunately for D, everything's going to lay itself out pretty nicely for Pat. Oh, that big lean over there. I think he might have got a little touch of right English on that and sent that cue ball flying to the right.
Oh my god.
And cuts it, and is he going to get a little luck on his side here? And it looks like makeable shot. All right, nicely done. 8-6 game or match, still staying pretty close.
now that we're both over our 3 foul shit.
Yeah.
We can play some pool. I figured I'd make one of them. Wasn't sure which one, but. Oh, that's pretty blue right there. Oh my God. My goodness. This.
All right, tie ball game. 8-7. Only one game separates the two of them. So as the entire match is gone, they're still keeping it close. And he does pocket the 9-ball in the side pocket. Looks like he might have a cut for the 1 on the side. A little tough to tell, and not tough anymore. The problem there, would like that 3-ball to come and play and kind of keep it off that rail a little bit more, but long straight shot on the 2, close to straight. Plays that very well. Back up, plenty of room to be able to work on that 3-ball, see if he can get something done with it 4. Make sure to cover that cue ball and sit it down for it. Turning back to Pat with a tough shot. Pat saying not a problem. Let's go ahead and lay that in here and get below the 5-ball and shoot that one straight up. That 8-ball might even help him out with slowing that cue ball down a bit. That 6-ball is sitting right by it. Is that going to make it in? It sure looks good. Pat going above that side pocket, making that shot even easier than it already was. Looks like he's got the advantage now. He can play the 8-ball down into the corner. Just let that cue ball roll forward a bit. Decides to go ahead and cut that in the side. It's a tough way to go, but even though we had to cut over at the wrong time, that was a nice shot. So far, tie ball game. After all of this, it is now just a race to 7. Although he hit that one very well from the looks of it. Nothing fell and was not a did not have a shot on the 1-ball. Push shot here, and he's going to come back to the table. Got plenty of things to be able to hide behind. There shouldn't be an issue there. Finds a 7-ball to duck out of the way. Pat just wants to make sure to not give him ball in hand. So far, so good. Is that going to go in? Yes. And what's going to happen? Another ball is going to be in his way.
Bullshit, Pat.
All right, one easy game. Was a great shot there.
That's a little push-ups. Oh, you're lucky. Hey, you gotta give me that.
Gets a nice little roll there as it double kisses itself straight into that corner pocket. Looks like he might have to play the combo here for the 9-ball. Does that very well. Controls the cue ball pretty well. Go ahead and make that 5-ball straight down. Let the cue ball come back across the table. Is it going to make it down there? That is close. Found the speed of the table. Pretty close to his work up there by the 8-ball. Does still leave him, well, maybe not. Successful hit by Pat. Where's everything going to stop? 7's going to stop right by the side pocket and leave D with another opportunity to recover this game. Well, leaves a little bit of angle so he can go across the short rail and back down for either side of the 10 that he wants. D, I believe that's the first time, but takes the lead. 9-8, 1 up for D.
That was the break right there. That was the perfect break.
Sure, Pat wanted to get that cue ball off the rail a little bit more, a little bit less of an angle. I believe he'll still be all right here. It's nice and easy, rolls back up, gets himself pretty close to position. He's got another little bit of a back cut. And he's been shooting his way out of several of these throughout the evening. Nicely done. And gotta start worrying a little bit about where the position's gonna be, and he's got 2 pockets to choose from down on the other end for the 8-ball. I have to go ahead and play it over by the 9, and a great job. Like we might be getting ready to have another tie ball game. A little close to his work on the 10 ball here. And decide which way he wants to play it. It's a pretty thin back cut. I mean, both of them aren't exactly easy shots. This way he has to go with the bridge. The other way it's a tougher back cut. So that's a tough decision. May even just go ahead and play a defense and just take the medicine. That looks like exactly what he's done. Right. D wants to thin that one, get it back up table. Might have caught it a little bit strong. Still doesn't leave a hanger for Pat to come back over to, but it is a makeable shot. And you make it just like that. 9 all tied up again. These guys are really putting on a good show here. So if you don't mind, hit that share button. Let some other people come in here and watch this one, because they're doing a good job. There might be a few misses here and there and some rolls that are going each other's way. But regardless, pretty good matchup.
I agree. I mean, the whole match has been bullshit for both of us. It's just who gets more bullshit, you or me? It's a race to 6, so let's see. I love watching people. They're like, "Oh, I would have faked it. I would have done this." Motherfucker, you ain't even here. You don't see the actual angle. Hold up. That ball skipped too. Wow, it's 2 that skipped. Hey, if you're gonna shoot this 2, I want Alan to watch it. If you're cutting it. Yeah, go ahead. Go.
Alright, so I was totally on mute whenever I was talking a little bit before. Did have to go ahead and watch the shot real quick, so I'm sure you saw that was wasn't the easiest hit in the world, but he definitely hit that one with no problem. And Johnny, I would probably say that like A yes, A plus, maybe not. But it's we're like I said, we're definitely not seeing their full game today. We've seen moments of it. We're actually seeing a little bit of it right now. Is D's kind of running through it. We've seen a few runouts from Pat. Both of them have had a little bit of struggles today, and you know, from time to time that happens. And it's just those little misses that just, again, just starts taking some of that confidence out. Makes it really difficult to kind of get yourself in stroke. It's just when you feel like you're starting to get there, something like this happens, it's all gone again. This one's really going long. All right, nice job there by Pat. Pinball should not be a problem. All right, nice job there, Pat, and that's going to move him back into the lead by 1 game, 10-9, once he marks that up. And Roger, I'd probably say so, because I think you got a little bit on me, and I think Dee's probably got about the same. Right, nice break there. Is everything going to stay open? And it looks like it did. If he's got a shot on that one ball, not the easiest cut in the world, but he's got a lot of working room. If he decides to just go ahead and cut the one to be able to get a leave on the 2 ball. I don't know if he meant to catch it from behind. It looked like that was going to work out anyway, but I'd say sitting duck for this next shot. And Johnny, I would say that's an accurate statement. We don't see the 2 of them. Well, I don't go to a lot of tournaments, so this could be a completely wrong statement. They may play like some of the different the various local tournaments and things like that, but the tournaments that are like Fargo rated, I don't believe they play in a lot of those. But even some of the nice local tournaments, excuse me, they will play in and typically do fairly well. You can see a bit of a miscue or a bump, I should say, not necessarily a miscue by Dee on that couple of shots ago, and kind of open the door a little bit for Pat. Comes up a tiny bit short here. Wants that 7 ball into the side.
My goodness. What you get? That's payback for the foul. Didn't think so, but once you said it, I hit it. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Gonna bear down on this one and try his best to find the middle of the pocket, and we can call it the middle, but it still goes in. Thing is, 2 1/4 ball and 4 1/2 pockets. You got a little wiggle room, and you just don't want to have to use it. Again, back to a tie ball game, 10-all. Once again, for all this work, down to a race to 5. This is basically a league match now. He's sticking with staying pretty close to the center. An unfortunate scratch there. Let's see if we can get this turned around so we can see this. And we see some 5/8 trouble. Or say that the 5, not necessarily only blocked by the 8, but looks like it does have a couple of places it can go because it may slide by that 6. It may get tapped here. So that 4 just became a little more difficult, or a lot more difficult. As we look at it from here, it looks like it is kind of behind it a bit, and sure enough. He wanted that pop off that rail a little bit further, kind of lessen the cut that was on the 7, and unfortunately did not happen. That's got a little bit to do here. That 9 ball can be in the way. You can push past it, a little bit of top English, and not have to worry about that, along with making the cut on the 7. Instead, overcuts it, double kisses the 9, and 7 ball ends up right in front of it. Yeah, nicely done. Wants that to slow down a little bit. And just roll this one forward and be on the short side of the 9 ball, but that's to try to play or try to cheat the pocket a little bit and kind of overextended some.
Oh my god. Get lucky on me again? Oops. Yeah. Oh, good. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's not hard to do there, catching the far point. It's pretty thin pocket from that angle. Alright, where's that cue ball going to stop? And it looks like it's going to stop in a very good place. Your name is Pat. 11-10. That once again goes up by 1.
Oh my goodness. Ball in hand, sir. Push. Don't push. Push. Don't push it loud.
And so D takes a little break and kind of recollects a little bit, and Roger absolutely will. I'll definitely let you know. Hey Evan, how's it going? Casey Silver's trying to get the inside track. That's insider trading. I don't think you're allowed to do that. Runs it down the rail and does find its way in. That little break might have done decent good here. These three balls, the ones that he even self-admittingly has been struggling with. This is kind of the important ones in a rotation game. Plays it off the rail nicely. Tie ball game again. They're definitely keeping this one really close. I don't mind that at all. Mr. McIntosh has jumped in. While we're watching them get ready for this next one, throw in where you're watching from. I'm always curious to see how far we're reaching around. Once in a while we get some from across the pond. And definitely stretch across the U.S. on most occasions. Friends in the UK were sharing the flyer a couple of days ago, so hopefully people international are tuning in with us. Brian, all the way in Plant City. That's a good solid 10 miles. So we're off and running. Still need to find Haley some matchups out here, Brian. Pat storming through, trying to return the favor from the last game. Oh, might have just run into problems. I think I jinxed him on that one, so we can give me the blame on that one just because I spoke up. All right, good hit. Where's the 6 going to end up? Looks like that is going to be another advantage back to D. Things starting to roll his way. Yeah, I do it all the time, Roger. That's why I try not to say that, things like predicting that they're going to make the last ball, that kind of stuff, because it happens all too often. All right, D that we know is starting to come out. That's that can be a dangerous person. 12-11. Be back out front. Now down to a race to 4. Well, there we go. Evan and Kaylee. I'd like to see that one again. Nice shot there, and gets that 6 ball in between. Forces the kick, almost nails that one in, but look at the leave. I'm sure that Pat's very happy about that one. Definitely stuck behind it. Gonna have to. Looks like you're gonna kick the long rail. Ooh, gets a little English on that one and closes that gap in. Comes up a bit short. Nice combo shot there, and looks like everything's pretty open. 6 ball may be about the only thing that he has to be concerned about, and that might have a pocket down there. If it does, it looks like it's going to be a little on the tight side. Mr. Jordan Tucker, yours as well. Watched your match earlier, and nice job with that win there. And tell you, man, for just coming on to the streaming scene so early, doing a great job over there. He's had to come back up a little bit more so he doesn't have to chase around. Looks like he's probably going to end up playing this one 3 rails around. Ooh. How's that lead going to come out? Definitely had the speed. Pretty much on point there. It's got a little bit of a cut and definitely has to watch the speed.
Most of the time you've been hitting those hard shots though today. We'll call it 10. Oh no. Yeah, we'll call it 10 just because.
That's great to hear, Jordan. Definitely looking forward to the upgrades, and obviously, as always, if there's anything we can do to help, by all means, feel free to reach out whenever you can. Oh, look at this.
Wow!
Still a makeable cut for Pat, but it would have a whole lot more makeable with ball in hand. All right, nice job there, Pat. And
Do I win by 2 or no? 15, right? Huh? 15? Oh yeah, I'm just saying, do you want to have to win by 2 or no? Okay, cool. What do you mean? Well, like, we get 14, 14. I get 15, but I gotta go to 16 because you have to win by 2. Up to you, I don't care either way. We're not 14 yet. No, I know, but we're 12, 12. That's why I brought it up now. Yeah, we do that. Wait, win by 2? No, it's 14. We gotta wait. Okay. It's 14. Okay. Win by 2. Okay. Break. Very nice break.
all right, not too terrible there. Does have a open shot. Everything's spread out pretty nicely.
My goodness.
Oh, it does not want to get that in the way, and it did not roll quite that far, so still good on that 2 ball. Has to go ahead and play a defense, and good attempt to try to catch the side of that excuse me, that 2 ball. Unfortunately comes up a little bit short. Got plenty of room to be able to get out there for the 3. Not sure if he's looking at a possible 3 foul here or not. If he's lining up that way, that is definitely what he's going for. He's gonna try to get the 2 ball behind the 4. There's some traffic there trying to do that one, and go ahead and change back. Using a bridge. Hopefully he's going to back that cue ball up, and he may be comfortable with it being that close. I know I like a little bit more distance on it. But again, not the one at the table shooting. He played that just fine. Got it out, and a little bit behind the 5 ball, but not too terrible. You can just slow roll the 3 ball in, still leave position for that 4 ball.
Slow.
It plays that nicely, getting it back down, and opens up the side pocket for 7 ball. Inside English to bring it back up on the top side of the 8. Plays that once again nicely. Still has that small angle to get back across the other side of the 10 or stay on that side, and holy smokes, we have seen that a couple of times today. And it's another one of those we've all done. Just those little careless mistakes that have cost both of these guys quite a few shots today. And he gets a nice little bump there too. Little back cut. Doesn't want the cue ball flying around too much. And unfortunate. Another hung 10 ball. That's going to go up 13-12. So on top of looking for people to come in and play matches, I don't want to discount the fact that we're also, if you come and play and have somebody who would like to come and sit in the commentator booth with us and talk bad about you, or you want to talk bad about somebody else, we're always looking for people to be able to come in here and help us with the commentary. It's a lot of talking, a lot of fun toys to be able to play with as well, and we've got our old trusty telestrator over here that I'm never able to work with because it's way too hard to do both. So I'll stick to just clicking buttons and things like that. But I know a couple people that's come out here and done the commentary with us before has been able to take advantage of that, and definitely makes for sort of a next level of being able to watch the stream and be able to explain to other players, and some that probably benefit from the experience of some of our players. Kind of explain where that cue ball's planning on going around to, where defenses are played, and how. So give me a buzz sometime, and even if you don't know the players. Some of these really long matches, I don't even care if you know the game. Play the 3, couple rails, and get back over for probably a straight in, pretty close to straight in shot on the 4 ball, and runs it just a little, but he's got a little room to be able to play with, so nothing wrong with where that ended up. Still follow it up. You can see that 5 ball go right there in the side pocket. So far, so good. Not overly happy, but of course, if you look at the side that the way that he's got to cut it, he will have to come around potentially a couple rails, and it would at least get him back over to the same side of the table that the cue ball's on now. Would have to watch his speed. I know it's run a little long a couple of times on him. I think this one, you almost have to go ahead and play this one around, and that's what he's going to try to do. Doesn't want to stay too close to the rail. It looks like he came out okay. As follow this one up a little bit, get himself shape on the 9 ball. Looking good. All right, 14-12. This puts Pat on the hill. Needs one more game to finish this one off. Dee looking to find that stroke and execute all the way through right here and right now. That's going to come back to the table, and that 1 ball is open. Actually looks like if you just make sure that cue ball finds its way to the other side of that 8 ball, that 2 is going to be open as well. That thing starts to look a little easier, kind of gets a hold of that one a little strong. That 2 does not pass in the side pocket. That's going to have to find some way to fend off this last running attack. Like he may have been able to do that. And there is one real pick, but be a little careful on that one. Separate that out, and that 2 ball finds a way up into the top corner pocket or out into the open.
Hit 2 balls in a row. You can ask Alan. I'm sorry.
They were kind of questioning a little bit. I'm looking over here on that second screen, and that cue ball definitely did come back over and tap the rail a second time. Every once in a while, the players will come in and ask us to kind of rewind that a little bit and take a second look, and it's a option unless they say beforehand they do not want to use like any of the replay options. I'll leave that one totally up to the opponents. We do have it here, but it's kind of one of those, as you know, if they come in and want us to look at it on big screens in here, that it's a final word. So you go this direction and ask for us to look at it, same as if you asked for somebody to come and watch a hit. Whatever they said, there is no contesting it from that point forward. It gets a little long on the position for the 4 ball. He'll come around a couple rails. Again, have to watch the speed, and these parts have definitely not been as big of a challenge as we've gone on. He's definitely been controlling the cue ball well. Again, it's just some of those little mistakes here and there that's cost more in the games we're looking at difference here.
Gotta be. Oh.
Ooh. Uses every bit of the pocket and the front porch on that one. Dee making it through one more game. Now it's Pat on the hill. Dee needs 2. Very well played shot there. We'll actually go back and take a second look at that. Lines up nicely. Drills this one center pocket. Double hill.
He said win by 2.
They are doing win by 2, so it is not next game means everything. This one might go 1 or 2 more. Come on. All right, 14-14, but again, if it's win by 2, that means that they have at least a couple more games here, so one ball down for D. Open hit on the 2. I don't know how much he loves the shot, but actually a little bit more angle than what it originally looked like. I don't know if he'll play this one or not.
That didn't work. Well, I mean, pinball side. Ooh.
And Jordan, I just saw your comment. It very well could. Ooh, really close that side pocket, but it does manage to stay up. Nipples are being good to him. Pulls that one in, gets a little, just a touch further than he'd like on the 4 ball, but again, still a makeable shot. Kind of increases the difficulty a little bit. It's a nice roll out of that one as it stays on the other side of that 8 ball.
That's a damn good shot, sir. This fucking guy. Doesn't help me much. Yeah, I like it.
Great attempt at the 6 ball there. Fortunately, just as narrowly miss it. Lucky for D, gets to come back. Which so we can see it. Hat in his hat, getting in the way again. Nicely done. See which way he decides to shoot this one on the side and run it up and back down, or all the way up in the corner. As you run it back down, this one is looking really good. Your name is Dee Meadows. But that's all I'm saying. Not saying he's going to make it. Alright, no curse here. 14-14. D on the positive side. D can finish this one out with one more game. Again, they are playing win by 2. Actually kind of like that rule myself. One game deciding a long race. Seems to be rough. But there's arguments on both sides. Dry break there, but no shot open on the 1 ball. That puts in a nice decision place. Determine whether or not he wants to play. It's a long shot up table. Oh, that's looking good. Watch this one a little bit. There's a couple of things he could potentially get behind. Or he could use the 8 to try to help stop it. Doesn't even need the 8. Unfortunately, it gets right on the other side of it. So he's going to be jacked up a little bit over this one, but you see where the 4 ball is. On the side, waiting by the side pocket or corner pocket, depending on which way he decides to play it. It's tough to try to work that cue ball around any particular direction there when you're jacked up over a ball at that point. You just kind of take the shot and see where you end up, and it's going to happen here. Apparently nothing too bad. Still an open shot on the 5 ball. And he's got the opportunity to be able to run this one out. And we see that stroke coming back in as long as it doesn't get behind anything. And it did not. 2 rails and back up for the 7 ball. 1 rail. Pat coming back to the table with the opportunity to be able to take the advantage D back out of it. Mike Burke, the race, initially the race is to 15. However, they are playing win by 2.
So, too hard.
Little off here, but that's been cutting those pretty well. He's also been banking them pretty well. Sends that one a little bit long. Advantage back to D to finish this one off here. Again, at this point, Pat would need to win the next 3, or D could win this one and end it all. 2 balls for all the marbles. I hear you, Chris. Did he get a little lucky, or is there a peek around it? And he can bend around it, but I can tell you from looking out the window I'm sitting at here that he cannot see it directly. Oh, and that could be bad. Yeah, that's I'm sure Pat wanted to do a lot of things. Scratch at this point in time is not it. It's definitely a little bit of a match changer here, and let's have to slow down a little bit. A little bit of a cut on the 10 ball. Nothing he hasn't done before. And that is match. Switch that to 16-14. Hats off to these two guys. That was one hell of a damn match between the two of them, and always like to see that. Also want to say thank you to sponsors that help us out, to J Flowers and Q Listings. If you haven't seen those Qs and cases before, by all means, please look them up sometime. They do a great job, and they are definitely starting to become more and more popular as time has gone on, and as time is going to go. Definitely want to give a big thanks again to the two of them that just got through playing, Dee Meadows and Pat Lopez. Dee comes out victor on this one. And to all of the people that are out there watching us and stuck with us through this match, we really, really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.